There's an article in The Guardian about super yachts and how there is a mega demand for these big vessels. Now, behind me, we see two mini super yachts. There is an Azimuth 105 on the dock. Now, Don and I have had the opportunity to travel to many different parts of the world, and we have seen how the super wealthy have lived. We have been on the private jets, I've been on the super yachts, we've even had Al Gecko tied off a super yacht in St. Martin. And there are so many challenges around the economics of disparity. And so whilst people are making vast amounts of money, and there are an elite group of folks who have made tremendous resources, tremendous money in the era of COVID, it is in the opposition, the opposite side, to those who have struggled, to those who cannot make a living, who cannot keep a roof over their heads. And so there are so many arguments around how do we handle the wealthy, how do we handle the uber wealthy and the taxation of the uber wealthy versus the needs of people and our society. And then we also have to deal with the issues of the environmental consumption and utilization of resources. And so a super yacht costs hundreds of millions of dollars, and the folks who can afford these super yachts are able to move anywhere in the world. They come by private jet to a public airfield using a public aviation tower funded by public money, and then they jump on their helicopter and fly to the deck of their boat, which is most of the times anchored off a coast because the ports are not big enough for these vessels. And so they live in a very different reality to the rest of us. Whilst people struggle, whilst their crew may make some good money, but again, environmental footprint, and people work extremely hard. And then people will say, well, what about the building of these super yachts? They generate jobs. Well, yes, they do generate jobs, and going into the shipyards to do the maintenance and the upgrades of these boats do generate jobs. But these are not well-paying, high-skilled economic jobs. These again are how little can you pay somebody. And again, here in Cartagena, Colombia, when we were at Fero Alquimar, there was a super yacht out of the water paying storage fees and having some work done. And we know what the economics of what Fero Alquimar is charging and how they are ripping off the owners like ourselves. But we also know that they are ripping off their workers. Their workers are earning about $10 to $12 per day, whilst they are charging possibly hundreds of dollars per day for storage cost. So we really have to start looking at what is the ethics of economics. How much is enough? What do we determine as success? What is our impact on fellow mankind, our community, as well as the impact on the environment? If we do not ask these questions, how will we ever come to an amicable society? But also, where is the responsibility of individuals? Where is our ethical responsibility to our fellow mankind? And where do we come into the place of government regulation, government taxation on those who have so much and can afford to do so much for others, but choose to rather invest in themselves and not care about others, not care about the environment, not care about the quality of life on this planet? These are going to be very difficult questions that the next generation will have to answer if mankind is going to have the ability to survive.